Like beautiful butterflies, frogs and toads undergo an astonishing transformation which is called metamorphosis as they grow up. From jelly-like eggs laid in water, they grow into wriggling tadpoles and finally grow legs suitable for land. But how does this mesmerizing metamorphosis work? Let's have a look at each stage of the frog life cycle in turn to find out. The first stage. It starts with adult frogs laying hundreds of tiny eggs which clump together in groups known as frog spawn. As the eggs are defenseless, they're usually laid among vegetation and just below the surface of the water to give them some protection. Frogs lay frog spawn, which looks like a round cluster of eggs that start out as tiny black dots surrounded by a jelly-like substance. The eggs will soon hatch into tadpoles. The second stage. When the tadpole hatches, it looks more like a fish than a frog. It doesn't have any legs. It has gills that allow it to breathe underwater. The tadpole swims, eats plants and algae from the water and grows for several weeks. The third stage. The tadpole also starts to grow two hind legs. Now it can leap around instead of only swimming. Although the tadpole is starting to look more like a frog, it still has a very long tail. During this time, the tadpole starts to develop lungs so it will be able to breathe out of the water when it becomes a frog. The fourth stage. Then just a little stub of its tail is left and the tadpole is a young frog. It hops right out of the water and onto dry land for the first time. The frog is still very small. The tadpole has grown 4 legs and its long tail becomes shorter and shorter. The tadpole uses the nutrients stored in its tail as food. So until its tail is completely gone, it doesn't need anything else to eat. The fifth and final stage. The frog's tail will eventually disappear completely and it will start to eat insects instead of plants from the water. The young frog will grow for about 2 to 4 years to become an adult. The adult frogs then lay their eggs and more tadpoles hatch and begin the cycle again. Frog mostly likes to live in water. During summer, when the water in the canal and pond dry up, the frogs go inside the ground. They stay in the ground for months without eating and drinking and wait for the rain to come. Frogs play a central role in many ecosystems. Frogs play a central role in many ecosystems. They control the insect population and they're a food source for many larger animals. To keep things in balance, frogs use lots of survival tools. Some run away, play dead, or swell up when threatened.